your mind. Make up your mind about what, right? Yeah. Well, today I introduce a woman that is amazing. She is multi-talented. She has written about three or four books, maybe 5. Regina, 5?
9.
9. 9 in her spare time. She is the hardest working woman in credit. All over the country, she goes and she helps people. She educates people through her books, through her workshops. She goes to churches. She goes to schools. She goes to the corners. She's on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever social media outlet she's there, letting everyone know that they can be free. You don't have to be in debt. You don't have to have a bad credit score. You don't have to lose your house. You don't have to lose your mind. And we thank God for her. She's come all the way from Florida to conduct this Make Up Your Mind tour. She's going all across the nation to let everyone know that it's time for them to believe God, let go and let God, and get right with their credit. So I introduce to you the founder of Cox Financial Consultant Group, Regina Little. She is also the author of Innocent Victims, which is her first book. She has also appeared on numerous radio stations, in addition to being a grandmother of 3. She looked good. She don't even look like she's grandma. We thank God for her coming all the way over here to New York and Marriott and Brooklyn, and we are looking forward to what she has to say. It's not just about you. Today is not just about you. You're here to get information, to give somebody else the keys to a door that have been locked, or a door that they may not have been able to open for many years. So please take it is, because you've been here for a while, and we thank you just for your kind words. We thank you for your loyalty and your dedication, because you've been here a long time. You were here almost from the beginning, right, Desiree? And you are actually our first member outside of the state of New York. So thank you.
Taxes, liens, you're going to be surprised how easy it is to get a lien removed. Now the foreclosures is a monster. There's a lot of steps. Okay, but there's no reason in foreclosure process. Very important. But lawsuits, I want to get this in, especially because I want you to know what to do in the event you get a summons. A summons is something to a debt collection letter. It's a lawsuit from the courthouse, circuit of whatever. Okay, what's happening with lawsuits is that they know that you're not going to respond because you don't know what to do. You're not going to have an attorney. You don't have the money for an attorney. You're broke, and you got this paper from the courthouse, and what do? Either you're not there when they try to deliver it, or you ignore it. Okay, 20-day time frame. I'm telling y'all, when you get something in the mail from somebody that's saying you owe, or they're about to garnish your paychecks, there's something that you must do. If you miss that step, you're going to be screwed. We have to take it from the head, from the beginning, and attack it there. If we miss these steps, and there's a lot of them depending on your situation. Okay, what I'm seeing happen right now is that a lot of people's paychecks are being garnished because they missed all the steps they were supposed to do, and now it's this last step, and they're in a crisis, and they call her Regina Littles. I got a paycheck garnished, and what do? I'm like, y'all have not got to reverse. Okay, now let me just tell you, you can reverse some things, but a lot of things are not going to be in your favor trying to go back and reverse. I'm not saying not go back, fight, because I'm a fighter. I don't fight. But we got some crooked judges, some shady people out there who bought out and sold out. So we have to be aware of that. That's why we have to be so armored up, so we can come at the judge too. That's the kind of education I'm teaching. Because when you know that something's wrong and you fight for it, you may have to fight 4 or 5 years, but guess what? In the end, you're going to have the victory. And so that's what it's all about. Now, sometimes it's not worth even fighting. Sometimes it's just a lesson that you're going to learn. You're going to learn a lesson. But the good news about you learning for yourself yourself, now you know you can go out there and help other people prevent this from happening, which is what I did. Okay, car traps, the mobile home traps, everything that I talk about, guess what? When God showed it to me, I said, you know what? I got to help everybody else because they're blind. And then the blind leading the blind, nobody knows what to do. And then everybody charging $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for something that just takes one little notification. It's crazy. So that's why we have to be so armored up. I'm not going to go into any of the topics right now. Like I say, there's a lot of them. I do want to show you that I be fighting. I don't be playing. But this company right here, I just got some examples of some of the stuff. And just so you know, I'm going to pass this later on. This company actually apologized. Okay? But pass that back. This happened in 2010, and so I'll come up a little bit. But he was being sued by Alley Financial. Alley Financial is now, well, actually GMAC used to be, GMAC is Alley. Okay, so Alley is suing him. But the original loan was GMAC. Because you know, right now everybody's changing. HSBC going to Capital One. So that's another thing I want to point out to y'all. Anytime there's a big change in the company changing and you get that letter, that's the alert that should go on. Okay, we're missing the alerts. When you get a letter from a company that's saying we are changing names and we're no longer, okay, you're supposed to do something. Okay, keep that in mind every time. And this happens all the time and we miss it because we don't know. They come right to our mail and we do nothing about it. Anyway, change of names. Email me, find out what you need to do with that. I will be discussing this on the Make Up Your Mind tour, so be here next time I come back to New York. Anyway, back to Pastor Harris. Pastor Harris served his lawsuit. He knew what to do. I'm going to show you how quick it is when you know what to do. Okay. This actually happened he got served November 2011. Okay, this is what a lawsuit means. It means that you will have to show up in court and they can garnish your paycheck, garnish your bank account if you lose this case, which a lot of us are losing because we're not even showing up. We're losing by default. Okay, so we're losing by default. Okay, so November 11, he gets this thick packet in the mail and he knows what to do. Again, okay, that's going to happen. Okay, that's why you got to get armored up. That's why you got to get prepared. You got to save your steps. That way, when those folks do report it back again, you've done your steps. And now let me tell you how important it is for your steps. Okay, if you know that you did your steps correctly to prevent one person from coming after you, it's easy when the next person comes back. Because now you know that you know that you know. You can turn around and sue them for extortion. Because you know that you know that you know. Does that make sense, y'all? Yeah. It makes sense to have your proof in the pudding. Because you know they're going to come. And that is why you see these lawsuits on TV where people win these big cases because they know that they know that they know that they got a proof that this bill ain't theirs or not theirs. And some new dummy debt collector agency think that they're going to make some money in the business and lose the debt collection industry coming after you. That's the one you sue, you know. And they talking about it behind our back. It's similar to that. Just imagine somebody put something in your credit report and you have no idea because you ain't even looking at your credit report. But that's what debt collectors do. They stab you in the back because they know that you won't pay $15 a month to watch your own report. Now what's $15 a month? To protect your credit and your report. So that you know that you know that you know when you want a house, when you want a car, when you want whatever you want, you're going to get approved. It's just simple. You got a question?
Yeah. It's a situation, like let's say if someone has a, driver's license, a car insurance and everything, but that person who they live with do not have their license. But it's two different social security numbers. But somehow, because they have similar names, they have the same last name, but that person who none don't have a driver license, no insurance, no car insurance, they also get sued as well.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, that is happening because people don't understand what I call the wiles of the enemy. And y'all ladies should know what the wiles of the enemy is, right? It's in Ephesians 6. Put on. The Bible tells us to put on our whole armor of God. Put on the whole armor of God. so that you can withstand against the enemy and avoid. Avoid the wiles. You know what wiles is? Tricks. Okay. So we don't know what those tricks are, and that's why we need to know what those tricks are. So when they come at us, we don't get trapped. Okay. I'm writing a book called "Avoid the Wiles of the Enemy." All the traps, all the tricks out there that you need to know. So when they come at you, guess what? You prepare for them. Okay. Well, that's an easy one. Because you got the people have the name changes, the names that are similar. That's the workshop I teach called Understanding Your Credit Report. Okay? You have to understand your credit report. The minute you decide that you want to protect it, now it's time for you to go to the next step and say, okay. Because if you look, it's just like looking at a diagnosis that the doctor gives you. You know how you have to give you those printouts and you got all this stuff and you like, what does it mean? That I was going to graduate, I was going to go to college, nothing was going to stop me. Okay? Normally it takes, what, 4 years for you to get a bachelor's degree? It took me 4 years to get a 2-year degree. But that was because I was motivated, that was because I was determined, and I didn't care what nobody else thought. I was going to get my degree. After that, I need to go 2 more years to get my bachelor's degree. I had a made up mind, y'all. I'm going to graduate from Florida State University. That's where I'm going. I did it because I had a made up mind. I decided I wanted my master's degree. I did that because I was determined. I don't care what happened. I don't care what stopped me. I got pregnant, got detoured, everything in the, whatever happened. Guess what? I had a made up mind that I was going to be determined. And that's how you have to be with anything. Let the mind get made up. Can't nobody stop you from doing anything. Okay? I had a made up mind that I was going to do this tour. I don't care if it was 3 people here, 2 people. I was made up in my mind that I'm going to make it happen. I was made up in my mind that I was going to write a book. I don't care how many mistakes I made. I don't care how many people screwed me over. I was determined that I was going to write a book. Let me tell you, I was determined I wasn't having no kids. I'm serious because I realized that I was having a baby every 6 years.